Okay, so today I'm out in the backyard by the greenhouse, by the potter's bench, by the sink, and it's a mess. So I'm gonna clean it up. That's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna clean this thing up. And let me show you here. So this is a mess. I gotta clean all this stuff up here. Clean all this up here. Got a tarp kicking around. I've got a bunch of plants in the house that I have got to get out here. So, oh my, all this stuff has to be all cleaned up. And this is where I want to put the plants and get them kind of acclimated to the outside. And hopefully not at 111 degrees, because that's what it is today. In here anyway. So, I got this set here. I need to get out of here, and the oregano's already coming in. So, let's get this mess cleaned up here. Get this season going. And there's Sammy out there frolicking through the yard there, picking dandelions, acting like a goof. This is some elderberries that I propagated. We're in the middle of propagating. I think I'll put them right over the camera here. All right, I'm gonna get more. Stand by. Ooh, it's 104 degrees in here. Anyway, these are tomatoes and peppers. So I'm gonna put them in here. Like so. I might mix them around, but this has the shade cloth on it. Because it does get hot in here, man. I am sweating. I'm walking back and forth. But yeah, I do put the shade cloth on here just so they don't burn. There's not a lot of soil in these pots right now. I gotta transplant them at some point. So I don't want them to burn, so I put a little shade cloth there. And then I'll get them acclimated and get them hardened off. Alright. Gonna go get some more. Alright, here I got basil, cilantro, and dill. These, I think for now I'll just put here. And I'm gonna go get some more. Stand by. Alright, more tomatoes, some habaneros, and some cayenne pepper. I'll also put these on the shade side here. Like so. So this is what we got so far. Tomatoes, eggplant, herbs, which is the basil, the dill, and the cilantro, and tomatoes and peppers. And then we have the elderberry. So there's what we have so far. Alright, so let me go and get whatever else we have left. Alright, see if I can fit in here. Here we have the squash and the cukes. Winter squash, summer squash, and cucumbers. They have not germinated yet. Whoops. Whoopsie. But there they are. Alright, here we go. We got some cukes. These are the straight 8s. I have some rosemary. And these other ones that are sprouted are Jack in a Pulpit, so I started from seed. Which is a pretty cool plant when you see it rocking and rolling. I think I'll put this right behind us. So there we go. So there's all the cukes. There's some buttercup and some acorn squash there too. There's some summer squash there. There is peppers, tomatoes. These are Romas. These are the big boys. Celebrity, early girls, more Romas, grand bell peppers, eggplants, big boys, beefsteak, jalapeno peppers. These are cherry peppers, and these are the yellow pear peppers. And then there's the herbs, which is the basil, the dill, and the cilantro. So that's all I have in there so far. That's what I'm loading up today. And we'll start getting everything acclimated and hardened off. So there we go. The temperature has dropped. It is now 99 degrees, 16% humidity. Okay, so I do have power to this greenhouse right here. Let me move you guys over here. And the only thing, well, I do run two things in here. I run a fan and I run a heater, which I'm going to check the weather if I need to put it in here. I just try not to let it go below 50, 45 or 50 degrees. If it is, I have a heater in here that's set by a thermostat. It'll automatically come on. It's an electric heater at 45 or 50 degrees. And then this is like a thermal receptacle, basically. When it gets 80 degrees in here, I plug my fan in. And then when it gets 80 degrees, this fan comes on. And it'll blow the air around right here. So I'm going to plug that in. Let that get acclimated. Another nice thing that I have here is this is an automatic opener right here. So there's fluid in this cylinder. When it gets, I think also around maybe 60 degrees. When it gets 60 degrees, it starts opening. And then this automatically applies pressure and it opens up the door. When it gets colder, it closes automatically as well. So that's what that is there. That comes in handy. At the winter time, I disconnect it so it's not working overtime. I'll loosen this up and just let it sit. And in the summertime, I hook her back up. Here's my thermostat that just so I can monitor myself what's going on. This is a free opening window in the greenhouse. It's very hot today, so I opened it up. This is the first time I've had plants in it. It was a mess, as you saw earlier. Now it's all pretty good there. So there's that. I used to have a hose that run in. I can run it in if I want, but I have hoses out here, and I just come in and water it just so I can use the hose outside as well. Okay. And this, I gotta tell you, this is it's a small greenhouse, but I will tell you this, I believe it was about $400 through Harbor Freight. It's a Harbor Freight greenhouse, and I think I had 20% off at the time. This was years ago, probably 7, 8, I don't know how many years ago, but this was years ago. I had a 20% off. I believe it was $400, 20% off, so it's $80. It's like $320. It was a little bit of a challenge to put together. I mean, you gotta buy the 4x4s, whatever you want to use for the base. Then I had some 2x12s under there too. And then I just filled it with the gravel. I don't take it down in the winter time. Some of the people I know that have these take them down, but I leave it up. I don't take all the panels off and out. I did replace the panels on the roof once already. I went to Home Depot, I believe, and they had some, or one of the big box stores. The stuff is kind of expensive. That's probably the most expensive part of the whole greenhouse. are these thermal panels. They're pretty good. They're double panels. They work really good. And the roof is what ended up giving out, probably because of the snow. I mean, I've cleaned this thing off once in the 7 to 10 years I've had it. But the sun cooks it. It cracked the panels, and they were warped a little bit from the snow anyway. But they just started discoloring, and the sun wasn't getting in good, and they were cracking. So that's the only thing that I've done is replace those panels. It's small, but it's effective. And if you're heating it, it's small, so that helps, and especially if it's electric heat. I try and put the plants in here when I really don't need to heat it at night, but I also don't want to ruin them. I don't want to kill them, so I do put a heater in here just in case. It does get cold. We have a little cold spell. So that's it. This is the greenhouse. This is what it looks like. Boom. Sometimes I'll use this clip here if it's real windy or if it's nighttime and I got the heat going, just to hold it tight. And then it kind of seals up the door pretty tight like that. Otherwise it'll, see how it is on the bottom, I can put another one on the bottom just to put it tight. So I'm not wasting my heat, but this time of year I just put it over here. I don't really need it. Looks good. You can see this is fading out a little bit, but not too bad. And that's our, I believe it's 6 by 8. I believe that's it. It's been years ago since I did it, but I think Harbor Freight has them. They only have, I think they have 2 sizes. They have this one, they have a much bigger one. But this is the smaller of the 2. And it's done me well. You can see the shade cloth on this side, halfway up on the roof. It just gets really, really hot here, so I don't want to overheat my plants in there. Another thing I do when needed is I'll grab a little bit of beeswax and put it on these rails. So I'll put some down here. That's where the wheel rolls, or the whole door rolls. And the wheels also here, so I'll put a little bit of beeswax. A lot of people, this is the biggest challenge, or one of the challenges on this thing, is just getting the door to work. A lot of people give up on it and just put like a hinge door. But I found if you do the adjustments right and get it in there nice and level, take some time, put it in there, works fine. All right, let me get this place cleaned up here. I've mowed this area. We got the greenhouse all set. We got all the stuff cleaned off, the potter's bench, except for that broom thing. The sink, we got to get that hooked up. And then I'm finishing the aeration with this aerator. So I'm gonna aerate the rest of this area right in here. Excellent, and welcome back. Today I'm gonna get this sink going, okay? This is the sink that I have in the backyard, and I just gotta hook up a hose to it because I've already put the Y in there and I just unhook it every year. So let me get a hose. I'm gonna hook this bad boy up and get some water back here so that we can get some plants going, stuff like that. So bear with me here. Alright, so I just have to hook these hoses together. I should have a sink. There we go. This is part of the soap dispenser. Alright, so there's the hose connection. Tuck it right in there. Okay, well, the water's working. It was on. So hot and cold. Just kidding, I hooked them both up to the same. So this is just a Y piece that I bought, and I had hooked it up, so now it works on hot and cold, although it is all cold. So I got this sink from my sister-in-law. She remodeled her house, and this was a sink that was just gonna get tossed. So I said, hey, I think I'll take it. And this is a pallet that I had found, which is actually was all solid wood. I just cut out the template from the trim around there, and it's held down just like it would be. I bought a new kit, just like a hold down kit, and put it all up in there. There's another pallet on the side. This was also part of the pallet because there was a piece of equipment on it. It was a pretty heavy duty pallet actually. Then another pallet on this side. So it really, the only thing I had to buy was the Y underneath for the water. And it's pretty awesome. I'm very happy to have it. And I was happy to reuse something that probably wouldn't have been reused. Looks like that's leaking up top. Might have to change the faucet. A little bit of a leak there, not that I'm really too worried about it. Okay. And this here had soap in it. And it's that biodegradable soap. That old school soap. Oh, there's still some in there. Yeah, I can smell it. You can see it. All right, that's pretty much it right there. Fix this. I'll bring this inside, and there's soap clogged in between here and here. And I'll just pour some more in there, refill it. And then I got the planter's bench right here. This is all ready to rock and roll as well. Everything's fairly well cleaned up by it. Got a little trash bag here. And just to recap, there's everything in the greenhouse. Put all my supplies over here. Some more stuff over here. And all the plants. Little watering jug. So it should be good. As it cools off, that window will close. Actually, it's starting to close now. It's hardly open. So the sun's gonna be going down, and then that window will close, and I'm gonna retain all the heat that I can here. I think I will put this little clip on here just to keep the door there. And it looks like that's gonna be about it. So that is it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.